8th of May 2025, Crazy Market Talk with KEL once again. Right, guys, I'm still overseas, but I'm going to still continue to give you market support and make sure that you guys do well in your market trading and do understand this, do your risk management. That's very, very important. All right, without further ado, let's look at the market right now. All right, guys, let's take a look at some movement now in the market. We can see that the Dow Jones is shooting up at the moment. Not too sure what's happening in the market, but likelihood there could be some news on the tariff once again, because you can see simultaneously the gold prices is moving up at the same time. So most likely it's some news on the tariff side, maybe Singapore, even China and US is possible, or China come out with some positive news. All right, it's still a bit early to call, but I think that it should be likely the case. I do not have any news at the moment right now, but judging from the price action movement, it should be doing that. All right, so let's let go for today, this morning first to kick off. Now, this morning, the gold price, opening price, let's take a look a bit, clamp together. Okay, the opening price is 33.66. The MLP is on top, 34.01. So by default itself, right, when the market opens below MLP, it's a sell, right? But because we follow the OP rule and we always believe in the OP rule, if the market is above OP, then naturally itself, if the market trades above OP, then the downside is not very possible. But if the market trades below OP and below MLP, yes, then selling will come in. So today the pivot 2 is at 33.71. So by right, if the market breaks below OP, it will be a confirmed sell, and if it breaks pivot 2, definite sell. So by default itself, it should be a sell, right? But the thing is this morning the gold price opened and started to go higher. And with the KSI green and KCX black, I know that the market will likely be trading higher once it go above OP, and that was the minimum KTR plus 1. And if the market can go above pivot 2, that means it be supported by pivot 2, the market will go up. So with all these things I share with you guys, there's a possibility the market could be even going back to the MLP. Yeah, so let's look at the 5-minute chart, because this morning the gold has already moved. So I'm going to just go straight to the point and see what do we have for this morning trade. Okay, you can see that there is a big candle over here that shows there's a news came in. Okay, so let's take a look right now. Okay, so what you have on the screen is that the gold price opens and straight away there's a diamond, but it's too early to call. So usually the first diamond, I don't really buy into it. But the second diamond appear here. So what I do is that I put a line at the closing price of the candle that has the diamond. And of course, to make it uniform, I have to change it to white color to ensure that, we are always consistent with our sharing. Okay, here we go. So always put the white line at the closing price that has the diamond. Okay, very, very important. And once it's done, okay, all right, you can see magical. The market goes up first, okay, a little bit, and then it pulls back here. And look at the way it's supported at the line. That's very important news. And look at the KSI, it's all the way green color. Now, this is a very, very strong indication that the gold price is most likely not going to fall. And this is what we will do in the bootcamp, whereby we train so in depth on how to make money very confidently from the market using the CRAZII system. And I'm pretty sure with that itself, we'll be able to beat our competitors during the competition. So that's the reason why you really need to consider go for the bootcamp, yeah? Okay, so once the market stays above the line again, look at what I use for it again. This is a very strong buy indication, and bang, the market stay above the pivot 2 this time round and start to climb up. Now you notice the price pull back here, but the boys are still buying relentlessly. So that is another good indication that the price will continue to go higher, and that's where I booked my first profit at KTR plus 1. Okay, that's my first profit. Now what is crazy is that the price goes up and then pulls back and got results supported at KTR plus 1. And this is another telltale sign that the market is going to go up again if the momentum continue. And the boys buying, retails all the way been buying straight away. I think with the help of the news, the market shoot up all the way. But what is scary is that the market know exactly where is KTR plus 2. And that's where it stopped. This is really insane stuff. Okay, Very crazy stuff. And of course, what happened now is holding down around here itself. So if the market do find strength or whatever news it is, it should be able to consider to touch the MLP in the later part of the day. So watch out for gold, trade with care, and do your trading according to plan. Okay, so that's gold for you this morning. All right, take note of that. Okay, next one we're looking for is the US Dow Jones. Let's take a look at the Dow today. So Dow is now having some upside at the market. And again, we just have to follow the rules. We don't care too much what exactly happened. So once I look at it, the opening price of today Dow is at 41,051 and the MLP is 40,990. So again, by default, when the market stays above OP and above MLP, it's always a buy. And it went up. As well, you can see, the boys are buying, the retail are buying. So with that itself, right, everything looks good, right? Okay, the only thing now is having resistance will be the pivot 1 at 41,316. Now, judging from the current momentum itself, it is very possible for it to touch this number, yeah? Now, thing is the same thing again, the market has been consolidating for the last few days. And of course, a good news from China with US could propel the market, or US with India will be good, but with Pakistan now having issue with India, obviously this is going to shove a little bit, yeah? Now, if these news are all fake, or I mean, that means this pump up is just not real, or just a bit of speculative movement, then the pullback will be identical. And when that happens, the MLP will be a very strong support to watch out for. If the market breaks below the MLP, then naturally we're going to see pivot 2 being traded. So from MLP 40990, the pivot 2 is 40849. That's about 140 points. Yeah, if the market do pull back below the OP and breaks MLP, then I think pivot 2 to get triggered will be very, very high. But at the moment now, you can see that the market still overall is on the upside, because you can see from here itself, the average now shows that the market is now trading above the MA30, and obviously that's a bullish signal overall. All right, so next market will be the oil market. Now, crude oil market is trying to stand hold, but there's a problem here, guys, is that the price is going up, but the KSI is red. And we have seen it before when the price is up, Let me just, wait, let me just, okay, hold on a minute. Okay, you can see over here, whereby we have seen before that when the price goes up, the KSI stays red. This is actually a sell signal, yeah? It's a sell signal. So if the market now is going up, but the KSI stay red, there is a possibility for crude oil to come back down. And if crude oil come back down, that only sends one important information, is that the recession is really coming in hard for the US side itself. Despite what we are seeing right now, the upside of the market, but you can see that in general, it's not doing as well as you perceive, all right? So take note of that. Okay, then the next thing is, let's look at the Hong Kong market. Now, Hong Kong market has been climbing remarkably, right? You can see the Hong Kong market ever since it's dropped all the way from this high all the way to here. When the boys had to come in to buy, the retail came in first and they bought the base already. Straight away down, Hong Kong has covered a big gap that they had previously. That's a very big one. Okay, so now what's going to happen next for Hong Kong? This morning, the market opens here, and I can see from there that probably it doesn't come from the down current US market movement, doesn't really come from the China side. Because if that happened, the Hang Seng should be trading higher, right? Because Hang Seng yesterday closed at the price is 22,603, and this morning opening price 22,631. So it's not really from China side, I perceive from here. I can be wrong. So the thing is this, now the market opening price is below pivot 2, and that is a classic sell signal. Hence, therefore, if the market do sell, Hang Seng should be coming down to 22,244 level. Yep. Upside wise will be MLP, and what's MLP level? Oops. Okay, hold on. Having some issue here. Okay, MLP is at 22,901, opening price 22,631. Okay, so traders, watch out for that. All right, let's look at the last market itself. That will be the currency market, but I have some issue here this morning. Let's see symbols. Let's look at some majors. So CA majors like dollar, yen, pound, and euro. Let's take a look. Okay, so let's look at the dollar yen. Now, dollar yen, we have seen it. We talked about it itself yesterday. We have a strong recovery on the dollar yen. I told you yesterday we have a diamond. Previously we had a diamond, and today we have a diamond now, a new diamond today. Okay, hold on, a new diamond today. So which means that the closing price is very important, and that's 143.81. So if the dollar yen can break above 143.81, then the market will go up. And this is a very strong indication of a downward trend with KSI green. So this is an elephant trade. Now for the dollar yen to go up here itself, the dollar had to strengthen. But it's kind of hard right now with what the situation is going on unless there's some news coming in. So if not itself, right, you can see that the dollar yen don't really move much. So that again tells me that this upside in the US market now it's not a dollar move at all. Okay, so I'll spend more time to look out for that. If you have any answer to it, let me know. Yep. Okay, so the KSI is green. The market is down. So if the market do rebound, it may come all the way back to 146 level. Okay. All right, guys, that will be all for this morning's session. I will take a break right now, rushing for a meeting. I'll see you again in the afternoon through Telegram. Bye-bye.